Hello everybody, Lisa from Supportive Tarot, and I wanted to play around with the five top or five favorite deck modifications. I'll put the correct hashtag in the description box below or in the title of this video, but this was actually started by Giselle at Madwitch, and I really wanted an excuse to show off some deck mods that I've done, so I'm totally jumping in. Let's get into it. So in no particular order, because I did not rank these, I'm going to show you my 5 favorite deck modifications so far. And there's still more deck modifications I want to do in my collection, so this is definitely just my, the 5 that come to mind right now. So the first one I want to talk about is actually the mod I did on my Osho Zen Tarot. And this one was really amazing for me because, for starters, it was not the first mod I did because I was really afraid of doing something to hurt my very longest used deck. But also, I wanted to breathe some new life into it. And I remember it was actually really difficult to find any videos of people who had trimmed this deck. I think I found one. I wish I could remember who it was. Sorry for the glare. That's the nothingness card, so it's completely blank. I wish I could remember who it was, but I found only one, I believe, of a walkthrough that somebody had done or a show and tell somebody had done of this particular deck being trimmed. It used to have borders all the way around, but I really like just leaving the keywords on and then trimming the rest of it. I didn't trim the keywords off because I really like them and they were a part of how I got to know this deck. I know that some of them can be tricky for people. I love conditioning. So I did that, and it really breathed new life into this deck. This was a pretty well-worn, well-loved, well-used deck, but trimming it made it feel a little bit less, like it's not a very thin cardstock to begin with, but it really made it feel sturdier again, which I really liked. And what I did with this one, I've been using to edge most of my decks, I'll show you the sides because I also edged it in black, is I've been using black alcohol-based markers, not Sharpies, but I'll have to show them at some point, but they're like a copycat of like Copic markers, which artists use, but I take the chisel tip, and what's really nice, I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, is that I kind of pushed harder on some of these. Let's see if I can take one away from the others. And it might be easier on a lighter card, but you got like a thin black border. That picks it up a little bit. You get like a thin black border around the edge when you use a chisel tip and kind of push down. And one of my, in fact, my black chisel tip now has a bit of a groove worn in from edging tarot decks. So now it even leaves a little bit more of that black border around the front, and I actually really like that, but I find to get my edge on each card really even, I have to go kind of quick. Like quick edging, confident edging is good. But yeah, I really like that one. That's probably one of my very favorites. Plus it makes the deck a little smaller, more portable, which is really nice. Another one I want to show, this one is an Oracle deck, and I think I like this one mostly just because of the finished, how it looked when it was finished, and because the color match I think was so good. This is edging only, no trim. This is the backs. This is the Heart of Fairy Oracle by Brian Froud. But that, let's see if the camera will pick it up. That's the edge. It's like this really pretty blue, and it's like basically, I'll slowly rotate it so you can see. It's basically the exact same blue as what's on the backs of the cards. Oh my gosh, I love this one so much. This is one of my decks that has reversals mixed in, which I do sometimes read with Oracle decks. So some of these are going to be upside down. With Oracle decks where the deck itself has like a shadow meaning, sometimes I will work with reversals. I do that with this deck. With the original Fairies Oracle, I believe I also do this. And with decks like the Mystic Shaman Oracle, the newer one, because it has like the message and the medicine, so it has different types of advice based on whether you draw it upright or reversed. I think the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit also has some of that. But anyway, I think that looks so nice. And this is one of, there's only a few decks that I actually did edge that I did not also trim, and the smoothness of it with edging just makes me want to edge every single deck I own. And I have edged quite a few, but yeah, I just really love how that came out. And then let's see. Now the other three I have to show you are my really fun, fun edged decks. And this all started with Kelly Bear and Simon, because Simon had sent this very deck off to Kelly Bear to trim for him and edge for him, and she sent it back to him and had edged it, trimmed it and edged it, but she had edged it in a bunch of different shades of green, and I was like, yes, I need to do that. I love that variegated look from having all the different greens. I took those same markers, those Copic markers that I told you about, and I pulled out every shade of green I had. So I think I had 4 or 5 in that set, and I just love how that came out. And this deck is trimmed completely. All the borders are gone, and all the titles are gone, and I have not used a Sharpie to put on any elemental symbols or anything, because I find these really, really easy to know which card is which. So this is a really nice, uncluttered, image-only, clean deck. Did I even tell you what this was? This is Tarot of the Magical Forest. Tarot of the Magical Forest. And I've shown this a bunch lately, but it is so sweet and small and playful and potent. Love it. But yeah, I really like how the trim combined with the edging of the different shades of green looks on this deck. Super love that one. And then look at me making not hour-long videos. This is amazing. So I have only 2 more left to show, and we're like less than 7 minutes in. I'm really happy about this. I can actually make, you know, shorter videos. Interesting. Learn something new every day. So actually, I'm going to show you this oracle first. This is the Oracle of the Unicorns. And I mean, we knew I was going to have this one, right? These, sorry about the glare, there is a lot of gloss. These images are so pretty. Sorry if you totally see the reflection of my computer in the screen. These are so pretty. And actually, I looked at walkthroughs of this deck online, and I was like, nah, I don't need it. There's various artists' art represented in this deck, but there is credit in the book for each artist. What really sold me on this deck was picking up and holding it in my hands and like touching it, because something about the gloss actually is what drew me in. And I really like matte decks, but the gloss made it feel like I was holding photographs of unicorns. There was something about that just, oh, anyways, I could talk about this one. But here's what I did to edge this deck. I'm so proud. I took a bunch of colors. So I believe I have mostly pinks. Let's see if I can get the light to pick it up. Mostly pinks and greens and blues. So I tried to pull colors that match, sorry about the gloss, that match the Aurora Borealis you see in the background. So I pulled like a lavender, no, like a hot pink, a little teeny bit of yellow, a couple times here, but lots of blues and greens that sort of match this color scheme. And I'm filming, oh, there we go. You can kind of see colors there. So yeah, all those different colors. And again, that was inspired by having done the Magical Forest and all those greens. I got really brave and I was like, ah, but I really love shuffling and seeing all the colors sort of mixed in. Sorry for the loud shuffle, I can't help myself. I like that there's some pops of pink and yellow, but mostly greens and blues, and yeah, I really think that's neat. I really like multicolored edging, and I will probably do more of that on future decks if it's the kind of deck that really warrants it or calls for it, I guess. And I have one last one to show, and it's another multicolor edge. Apparently that's mainly what I'm excited about today. So this one is the Rebel deck. This is a really fun deck. There is totally profanity on this deck, and I am going to be showing some cards. So if you are turned off by that, then you're not going to want to look, because there's a lot of swearing, a lot of f-bombs, a lot of swearing. So this is kind of what I consider the backs of this deck to look like. I don't know if it's going to focus. There we go. And then on the other side of each card, you have a little bit more text for each one. I might be going really fast. So what's neat about, sorry, my computer just like tried to go to sleep. My batteries not low. I think it's just because it's not plugged in. Anyway, so what I did is I tried to match the edge color to the card front color, and the result was spectacular. I'll see if I can mix these up a bit better. Spectacular. So I used mostly really bright neon colors, and I matched them to the fronts. Isn't that pretty? I love it so much. This is probably my favorite just because the colors that I used are so bold. I will say using the Copic style markers more than Sharpie, I get really bright, dark, vivid color in one coat when I'm doing edges. And I also find that they dry really fast. Like I edge a card, I put it, basically I have a very small table that I'll use. I'll edge the card and then I'll lay them out in front of me. And by the time my table is full, I can start picking up the cards and stacking them up and setting them to the side, and I've had no smearing. But I did do a deck, the Shadowscapes actually, in a lavender Sharpie, and it bled and everywhere. I picked it up too soon and like smushed it together and shuffled it, and it like leaked around the edges. And it's not the worst thing ever, but it kind of bugs me. But that only happened to me with Sharpie. And with these Copic style markers, I don't have that happen. And I don't have any color ever rub off on my fingers. My blacks stay very, very black. And my bright colors stay very, very bright. It's so pretty. I love it so much. And I had them already. So I used materials that I already had on hand. So there was no extra cost. And I'm shuffling because that's what I do. But yeah, those are my very, very favorite decks that I have edged or trimmed. Those are my favorites so far. There's a few more that I really want to do, and it was only top 5, or I probably would have shown you like 10. But those I think are the ones I kind of go every time I pull them out and see what they look like because they've been modified. These ones make me really, really, really happy. And that is it, folks. So I would love to see your top 5 tarot deck modifications. This is a fantastic tag that Giselle has given us, and I love watching other people's modifications. So if you have ones to share, maybe I should rank mine. Nope, I'm not going to do it because I said I wasn't gonna. I'm not going to do it. It's fine. I love them all equally. But anyways, if you want to share yours, definitely use the hashtag because I will search for that and see if I can find your videos too. And I hope you all have a beautiful day, afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you may be. Thanks so much. Talk to you later.